This news update is brought to you by
You got an upgrade for Christmas.
If you're feeling lucky, you could win some money.
Upgrade for Christmas.
$200,000 in cash and prizes. With Lime, you could win some money. It's Lime's Christmas Lottery. 250 winners this Christmas, oh yeah.
Sign up for upgrades to super fast broadband, Lime TV, e-billing, a data plan. Top up $15. Purchase a handset or text 4263 to enter.
Upgrade for Christmas.
It's Wednesday, December the 10th, 2014, and this is the Barbados Today Morning News Update. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Thanks for joining us. We begin with news that swords have been drawn and the rift between two senior ministers in the Freundel-Stewart cabinet has reached breaking point, with outspoken Minister of Agriculture Dr. David Estwick now calling on the Prime Minister to move against Minister of Finance Chris Sinclair. But so far, Estwick's demands have been met with silence, with sources suggesting that Stewart, who is currently in Cuba attending the 5th CARICOM Cuba Summit, still hopeful the matter can simmer down. In a strongly worded letter to the Prime Minister last month, Estwick stopped just short of calling for Sinclair's head on the proverbial platter or for him to be fired as the Minister of Finance. However, the Minister of Agriculture did suggest that Sinclair should be both reprimanded and charged after stating that Cabinet had been misled on the proposed US $250 million Barbados cane industry restructuring project. Barbados Today has obtained a copy of the 7-page letter to Stewart dated November the 17th, 2014, in which Estwick listed 9 areas which he said were inaccurately presented to Cabinet. Please read the details in our e-paper. In other news now, at least 2 business owners in Rogers Road, the Ivy, will be seeking compensation from the Barbados Water Authority after a 20-inch water main burst flooding the community yesterday. Jefferson Jackman, who runs Cooper's Jazz Bar, tells Barbados Today the water rose as high as 3 feet into his bar and kitchen, damaging refrigerators, stoves, furniture, among other things. He complained that this will result in major financial losses since he will not be able to offer the usual services to customers. Henderson Bennett, who runs a repair shop on the same premises, also reports that several pieces of his equipment sustained water damage. Jackman and Bennett say they will be seeking legal advice on the matter. It's the season of giving, and the HIV/AIDS Food Bank is urging Barbadians to lend a helping hand this Christmas to those in need. Manager of the HIV/AIDS Food Bank, Stacia Whitaker, raises concerns that while more people are coming forward for help, there has been a drop in donations.
I don't know if it's still too early, but normally around this time we do see more companies and individuals and schools, all different areas of the community coming forward and donating, but this year we're not seeing that as much. We still have a number of referrals for food assistance here, and therefore the contribution that we get from the general public is always needed. This year as well, we've seen even more referrals, not because of new diagnosis, but for individuals that might have been that are HIV positive, but would have fallen on hard times and therefore would have having the need to access our food bank.
Yesterday, the Barbados Postal Service made a substantial donation to the food bank. Postmaster General Joel Brathwaite says it's all part of their commitment to giving back to the community.
We acknowledge that it's a commitment on behalf of the staff, particularly at a time when there are certain financial challenges that persons are experiencing. We nevertheless felt as a part of our community effort, since the Post Office is the only organization in Barbados that touches every part of Barbados on a daily basis, we felt it would be a good contribution, a good way of acknowledging our corporate support.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Hi, I'm Red Plastic Bag. Anyone who knows me knows I don't like cold. Sunshine reigns in my country. I love it.
Get your sun power.
Welcome back with news from the region that re-elected Dominica Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit says his new government is ready to hit the ground running. On Saturday, the new cabinet will be sworn in at a public ceremony. Skerrit says the DLP has learnt key lessons from the just concluded elections, and he signaled that there will be changes.
We shall, as a new government, devise systems for greater parallel constituent interaction. We shall effect systems to ensure greater and more frequent visibility at the constituency level. We shall put in place mechanisms to ensure that the views and concerns of residents are heard and acted upon.
There's news out of Trinidad that trained Nigerian terrorists may be among illegal immigrants in that Twin Island Republic. At the same time, Minister of National Security Gary Griffith says there is no witch hunt to target illegal African immigrants, as only 9 out of 651 Africans have been deported for 2014. He was responding to criticisms that undocumented Africans were being targeted by the government and treated like criminals. More in this CNC3 report.
National Security Minister Gary Griffith is on record as saying there is a direct link between the large number of illegal immigrants in this country and the increase in crime and gang-related activity. A confidential letter obtained by CNC3 reveals frightening details about the backgrounds of more than 60 Nigerian nationals who arrived in this country in March of last year. The letter, which was sent by the office of the head of the special branch to the then Minister of National Security, Jack Warner, was listed as confidential with the subject, Arrival of Nigerians, former anti-government combatants. It points to the arrival of 66 nationals who arrived between the 18th and 21st of March 2013. The Nigerian nationals were interviewed at the Piarco International Airport, and the special branch head states, quote, "It revealed that these delegates were former combatants who were involved in numerous military attacks against the Nigerian government oil installations located in the Niger Delta region, which had almost led to the total shutdown of that country's oil production." End quote. Their passports were all issued on the same dates, and their arrival cards proved that they were from the Delta region and other nearby areas. According to the document, the nationals came as part of a bilateral agreement between both countries for training at the National Energy Skills Center for a year and at the Trinidad and Tobago Hospitality Institute. They even had a letter from the office of the special advisor to Nigerian President Goodluck Jonathan. However, special branch officials concluded then that the presence of these 66 ex-militant combatants potentially poses an immediate threat to the national security of this country as local law enforcement continue to grapple with the scourge of criminal activity.
On the global front, an American Christian who passed himself off as an ex-U.S. Navy SEAL faces charges in Israel for trying to blow up Muslim holy sites in Jerusalem. Israeli police and the Justice Ministry have identified the man as Adam Everett Levix. He was indicted on charges of illegal weapon possession and overstaying his visa by more than a year. According to police, Levix is facing drug charges back in the U.S. and he once turned down an offer from a Palestinian to assassinate U.S. President Barack Obama during the leader's visit to the Holy Land in 2013. And finally, U.S. congressional leaders have reached an agreement on a $1.1 trillion spending bill ahead of a looming Thursday evening deadline. A consensus would prevent a government shutdown and fund the federal government until September 2015. The bill was agreed by congressional leaders and is expected to be passed by Congress this week. But there are disagreements over immigration-related funds requested by President Barack Obama. But additional cash requested to bolster U.S. border security, issued by Obama through a controversial executive action last month, remains in the balance. And that's our Barbados Today morning news update. We'll be back again this afternoon. Until then, remember to log on to www.barbadostoday.bb, subscribe to our e-paper and email updates, or like us on Facebook. You can also catch us on Izumi Media in bus terminals or Screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. Also tune into Channel 101 on Lime TV to get all the latest news and sports. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Have a fantastic day.
This news update is brought to you by
I won for me to me.
For me?
Yes. You don't need speakers, right?
Upgrade to win every week with Lime. Sign up for Lime TV or broadband or purchase an iPhone 6 or Samsung Note 4. Upgrade Christmas with Lime.